And we're back with another video. Well, woke up this morning, looking at the news, looking at the videos, mainstream media, the whole bit, social media. Here we got some things going down in Chicago where somebody took a shot at the federal agents. Now, in a past video, I had talked about that, right? And I explained once something like this happens, right? Or everyone out there that is supposedly doing the peaceful protest thing, like they did the last time around and they burnt the country down, but the media and the politicians, the corrupt politicians were saying that all that was peaceful protest. It costed us, we, the people, billions of dollars of destruction in our country. But even though we saw that on TV, even though the world saw that on TV, they still called it a peaceful protest. Right? So here we go. So now, in my last video, one time I had talked about this, because eventually somebody's going to try to take a shot, right? Because they need to get this civil unrest happening. This is all a plan. And everybody that has common sense sees the plan playing out. They know what they're waiting for. The mainstream media liars are waiting for that day so they can say that the federal agents shot down a bunch of unarmed peaceful protesters. The whole gig, right, is already playing out for us before it even happens. That's how ignorant and stupid these people are. We already see the thing playing out before it even happens, but it's coming. It's coming. I said it about maybe 2 months ago, and there's the first shot. Oh, it's going to happen. There's no way around it, right? The common sense tells us that this is going to come down the line. My thing is, I don't want to hear the crying. I don't want to hear that you got shot out there for causing problems and causing shit out there, going against law enforcement officers that are out there enforcing the laws, right? So anyway, these crooked politicians, right? My thing with these people is that they are the ones that are causing all this mayhem in our country. The shutdowns, the higher prices of things, the inflation, the trying to break America's economy on purpose, the telling people to go out there in the streets and do this and do that and don't take it, go out there, go out there, go out there. But the cowards themselves, they're not coming out there. Hell no, they ain't coming out there. They're just practicing a way to bail out when the shit gets thick. That's what they're going to do. But either way, the problem is this. The biggest problem in our country right now is that the corrupt in Washington's are the fuel for the problems that we're having all around the country. They're the ones that allowed the country to be invaded. They're the ones that allowed the borders to be wide open. They're the ones that are giving away billions and trillions of dollars of our taxpayers to things that should not be happening. Meanwhile, they're all getting rich and they're all worth 150 million, 350 million, all of that, right? But no, and then you get someone like Elon Musk that came out full strength and then told everybody what was happening. Basically, what Elon told us was, listen, that money's going through all these GMOs and all that crap is coming back around, boom, and they're putting the money in their pocket, right? But what do we see as Americans? All we see is that it's still going, but what we don't see is a politician being arrested yet or even charged. We hear a lot of talk about it, but that's about it, right? So my thing is this. We're fighting and fighting and fighting against all kind of things out here. But if you want to end it all, you have to go after the globalist. That's it. The globalists, the elitists are the only people that we must take down in order to stop the mayhem all over the world, not just in our country. Those people are the reason there's wars. Those people are the reason there's starvation. Those people are the reason their inflation is there. Those people are the ones with the diseases, the COVIDs, the vaccines, all of it. It's them contaminating our water, contaminating our food. But still, people keep arguing amongst each other out here. Oh, it's the red, it's the white, it's the blue, it's the left, it's the right, it's the black, it's the white. Wrong, wrong, wrong. They're doing it all over the world. You understand that? It doesn't matter. They're doing it all over the world. Japan, the EU, France, Italy, this, that, on and on and on. They're doing it everywhere. And they're approaching the situation the same way with every country. You think the globalists give a damn what color you are? No, they don't care about that. They're just interested in killing most of us and putting us to slavery, and that's it. What part of that people don't understand? So when you're out there in the middle of all this because you listened to what you were told on the news, because the news channel said so, because the politicians told you so, all these people that are all part of this whole corrupt cabal, right? Telling you to do all these things, and you're out here like a dumbass doing it, causing your own demise, because that's what this is, right? So my question is this: all this argument, that we're having, all these arguments back and forth, nobody wants to address the real problem. You can't fix it if you don't know what's wrong. Doesn't matter what you know. If you don't know what the problem is, you're not going to be able to fix the problem. So what happens? You first cut off the head of the snake, right? You take down the globalists, elitists, corporations, take them all down. Guaranteed, all of them have something that the government can charge them for and put them away. But then the point is, what's the fear of these people? The truth of the matter is they are only a handful of people. They're nobodies. They're nothing major. They're nothing big. They're nothing. They're just a bunch of old dudes, most of them, right? And it's 1% of the population. So you know how quick we can take that down? From one day to the next, it'll be over. Take it down, end this. But meanwhile, they're the same ones that keep paying and using our money, because they don't pay for shit. They used our money that they funneled and stole from us and are using it to fund all these riots, all these protests, all these problems. Everybody knows that the riots are pretty much paid up. Everybody knows that that shit is paid for. The protesting, all of it. Just a simple sign that they show up somewhere and they all have the same signs. The same things. That was printed by the same person and made by the same person. And then they get brought in by buses. And no, well, we don't know that that's not. No. That's not true. That's not true. Let's just, whatever. So right now, the objective here of the globalists is to break America's economy. That's the key. That is why so much money is being given out. That is why trillions of dollars have been thrown away. This is the reason why. It was to just eliminate our economy, break it. Because like I said, if they break the economy, things are going to go so bad that people are going to bow to them, even for a simple piece of bread. But people don't seem to understand that. All of them are on here. All these Democratic liars. And let me tell you something. Just because I'm on the right does not mean that I am not in favor that if I find out a Republican is involved in that corruption, lock his ass up too. See, even though I'm from the right and I believe in the right and I'm a conservative, I do not want corruption on either side. Corruption is bad for everyone and it never helps anyone, just causes more and more problems. So my thing is, you got these people up there telling you, the ones that listen to this shit, that the reason the government's closed is because of Republicans. But what they're not telling you, right, and everybody knows it, is that what they're telling you is they're mad because they want to leave the country invaded, keep paying these free health care, food stamps, SNAP, this and that. But if you're American, you get nothing. Okay, even though you're the American taxpayers, we will not give you nothing. We're more interested in what's happening with the people that came in here. So every time they get on the news and they say Trump is out there taking away Medicare, let's see. Yep, he is. But let's see, he's taking it from illegals, people that shouldn't have it. But it has nothing to do with a legal person. Nothing to do with an American that has Medicaid or anything like that. None of that's going nowhere. None of it is going anywhere. Only those. But they have a way of telling you that, Trump is taking away Medicare. Yeah, for illegals, meaning that shouldn't even be happening. But they got a spin-off for everything. And you people out here acting a fool for these people. I got a good question for all of you. Where you going to live? If America were to, hypothetically, let's just say America got taken over, right? and we let something like that happen, let's just say, or they bomb the hell out of us just to cake it, right? So let's just say that that happened. When they come up with the new government, you'll have to do what they say, when they say it. You'll be online the hours that they tell you can be online. What do you think? You think you're just going to have the life that you have now? Where you just running around here, making posts, making videos, saying whatever you want? There ain't going to be none of that. Hell no. All that is done. And then you just have to work. You all have to live the same way. You can never prosper any further than anyone else or do anything else. And if you say the wrong thing, you'll be arrested. If you say the wrong thing, they'll shut your accounts down, all this other shit of control, everything else. So basically, you people out here causing all this are willing to give away your country, your flag, your life, your freedoms, and everything else for, let's see, a couple of crumbs. We're going to give you a pound of cheese and $10. Just give us your life and your freedom. And there you are, because they said free. Something you could buy working a half a day at a McDonald's. So you're going to trade your whole life for a piece of cheese like a fool. That's what this is all about. There is nothing else, right? People out here still talking about they don't got to work. They're not going to work. The taxpayer must pay for that. That's how ignorant people are. They really believe that. They really believe that this is what it's all about. This is all about corruption. So for the most part, the majority of the United States that actually works and does what they have to do and pay their taxes and everything else, we don't want to hear that. We don't need the government. We don't want that. We don't want you holding my hand for shit. Stay out of my life is what I need you to do. Stay out of my wallet. Take care of the country. Deal with the outside influences and all that bullshit. Make sure the laws are, instilled and are protected, and laws are something that is important to take care of, law and order. And just do that. But stay out of our lives and our business. Stay out of our wallets. We don't want to hear your shit. We don't want to hear your taxes. We don't want to hear none of that shit anymore. And it's obvious that we don't want to hear about taxes anymore, because look what they just did. Look what we figured out. It's already been out there. It doesn't matter what the media says. It doesn't matter what this one said, this Joe Donut over there. It's already out there, and there's proof of it. But no one's in jail yet for it. All these GMOs and all these things and all these fake things, we're just funneling our tax money through there and making other people rich. And that's how we figured out why politicians are worth hundreds of millions of dollars when they only make $178,000 a year. But nah, there's no way that's true. Yeah, it is true. So all I got to say is that some of you people that are out there, you people need to start thinking about what's really happening here. The real truth. Not what you're being told, but what you see with your eyes. You're looking at it. You don't need someone to tell you this. You could see it. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden now you're out there calling ICE and them Nazis. Get the fuck out. Where do you people come up with that shit? Where do you come up with that? You know what I mean? You come up with these stupid, ridiculous names and all that, but then the textbook of how to take over a country, how to destroy things, how to overthrow governments and all that, that book has been the same since the beginning of time. And here it is just playing again and again and again. These people, man, there is nothing done under the sun that hasn't been done. So, this is all the same book, different players falling for the same stupid shit. And then you got kids that were born yesterday, right, that are still in college, haven't paid any taxes, or doing jack shit, right? And here they are making videos talking about what we need to do in America. Really? You're still wet behind the ears and don't even know what life truly is yet. Most of you haven't even had kids and don't even know what it is. You don't know what it is to love a son, a daughter. You don't know what it is to experience true life. You don't know what it is to be hurt by real issues of the world. You have no idea what this is. So you think this is a big game to you. You got people on campuses walking around just knocking people's tables over and all that. Back in the day, you do some shit like that, your teeth all come out of your mouth real quick. And that's why people didn't do things like that, because they knew there was going to be a consequence for that. See that? Well, anyway, all I got to say is this. Think about it. So now we don't know. We have this whole thing going on with travel, airports, this, that, and the other, right? So now People are going to be stuck. If this thing keeps going on, people are not going to be able to fly for the holidays to see their family and all that. This is the kind of same shit with the COVID. So many grandparents and everything died because they decided to release a bioweapon and then screwed everybody up and then gave them a disease for a needle, and people took that too. And still they're fighting amongst each other. It wasn't enough for them to understand who is our enemy. Even after COVID, after millions of deaths, still they don't know who the enemy is. Bill Gates out there still talking about blocking the sun, still doing the same shit. Ticks that were somewhere in Texas at one point now are spreading all over. But Bill Gates, the thing about Bill Gates is Bill Gates will tell you what he's going to do. And because people don't listen to him, then he goes and does it. See that? Listen, let me tell you something. Evil, the Antichrist, and all these idiots, right, that supposedly are religious and all that shit, but the truth is they're all evil bastards, right? God gave you God-given rights to be free, to live, your right to property, your right to this, that, work for it, do what you got to do, right? The Antichrist is telling you to your face that they're coming after your God-given rights. Your right to live, to be free, to express all these things that God gave you are on the table right now. So what the evil people do is because they have to tell you what they're going to do, they tell you all the time. They tell you all the time what they're doing, and then it happens. Why? Because the only people that can stop them is us. That's it. There is nobody else. It's like a law. If they throw a law out there tomorrow and they say, hey man, this is like this, and you're like, nope, we ain't listening to that. And nobody listens to it, the law's gone. It's useless. Same thing with this. They're telling you what they're going to do to America. They're telling you that they're going to imprison all of you in 15-minute cities. They're telling you that you will not own anything. They're telling you that you're going to eat bugs and shit and be happy. They're telling you that they're going to block your sun as if they were gods to decide who gets sun and who doesn't. Look at Bill Gates. Does Bill Gates look like somebody, like a god to you? Does Bill Gates look like a man, right, that is so powerful that he's just going to tell the whole globe, I'm about to block the sun from you and you're just going to have to deal with it? He's not. He's not that strong, and neither are the globalists. You know who makes it possible? The morons out here that are out here right now causing all this mayhem all over the world. Look what the lefties did in the EU, and because of them pumping that shit on, look what happened. And it's just going to get worse. Believe me, this is just the beginning. The EU is going to go into some real deep shit, right? Because of the left. And now the left got convinced to do the same thing in America, but here is where you met your stop. In America, one way or the other is not going to go the way you think. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. I know what the feeling is for the majority of the true Americans. I know what they're thinking because we talk about these things all the time. Good luck. Good luck. You know what? We're just still, even at this point, we're trying to be decent people. Trying to work with you. Trying to negotiate with you. Trying to make you see the truth, but you just keep on going that way. All I'm saying is, we all get what we want and what we ask for. Do not cry. Do not whine. No matter what happens after that, because if it's what you wanted, it's what you're going to get. That's just the way life works in the norm. It's just the way it is. There's no way around that. So when you say civil war, really? Okay, we're going to find out if that's what it happens, and that's where you remember, you out here, you dumbasses that are listening to these corrupt pieces of shit in Washington, you are going to be the reason for that civil war. You are the reason for the fall of America. You are the reason for the problems that we're having in our world right now. You're the cause of that. You're in the way. And eventually, you have to get moved out of the way, one way or the other. because everybody else in the country's tired of your shit. Everybody's tired of it. And like I said, I've never been one to say, let's just go to war and kill this, kill that. No. War is not good for anybody. But sometimes people will push people like us into a situation that there is no choice but what you want. We'll give it to you. I don't know. There's a lot of shit talking out here. A lot of superheroes over the internet threatening people. I'll kick your ass. I'll do this and that. I see all these rioters out there. As soon as ICE grabs one of them, please, I'm sorry. Nah. This is what they think is going to be a civil war. They think that there's going to be, oh, I'm sorry. Once that ball gets going, there's no mercy. There's nothing. It's just a stone cold heart, and you do what you got to do. You know you're never going to be a man like this again. I know this for a fact. I know for a fact I'll never be this man again if that ever goes that route. I'm never going to be the same. But as much as we try to avoid it, people just keep pushing us. My concern is the good people in Washington. What's going to happen to them? This, and that, and the other. So, all I got to tell you is just keep in mind that the door you open, there's no closing some of them. America needs to wake up. The majority of it is awake, and these little crowd of bugs that are running around like a fly at a picnic, irritating the shit out of you, that's what these guys are. You keep swatting them and they keep coming back. So, all I got to say is people need to wake up. You better not take shots at those federal agents. You better not. There's going to be people in there, though, that are going to do it. Actors that are going to be in there that are not part of those crowds. See what happened in January 6th? They call that an insurrection. I never seen an insurrection without guns in my whole life. And that doesn't even exist. And the truth of the matter is this. If there was an insurrection that day, and all of those Americans would have been armed, it would have been taken. And there wasn't a fucking thing they could have done about it. We would have took the bitch. All day. So, in truth, we didn't do anything like that. All we did was walk through the buildings because the people that set it up opened the doors and told us to come in and pushed us to go in. That's what they did. To play the game of an insurrection. Right? But that's the bottom truth of these things. This is like a big game to these people. Because the ones that are causing all this mayhem, the globalists, elitist, corporate, and all these corrupt bastards in Washington, none of them are going to be involved in that. They're all going to hide like the bitches that they are. They're nothing else. Cowards. That's it. This other idiot, I try never to remember the name of certain politicians because the dislike is so massive that I'd rather not know your name. But you'll know when I say this politicians are, when we get in there, if we get in there in 26, we're going to start arresting and putting people, see, to him, this is a big game to that politician. He's talking about that he's going to put people in jail and he's going to go arresting people that have been posting. I got a question for you, tough guy, sir, politician. I want you that's talking all that shit, I want you to come to my house by yourself. Come to my house and tell me that you're going to arrest me for my political views. If you're that tough to make statements like that, come out here and do it yourself. But don't be threatening me, man. Don't be threatening America on TV talking dumb shit like that. All of you that are saying this, oh, we're going to do this, come do it. All of you politicians that are corrupt in Washington, strap a vest on, put your armory on, and come with it. You do it. You ain't going to do shit. You're just a bitch. You always will be a bitch. You're never going to be nothing. You're never going to be nothing. You're nothing but a coward. And on top of that, the cowards that you're working for, the globalists, when they achieve, if that's the way this ever goes, and we're all dead, and they achieve world domination, you're going to be dead too. They don't need you because you're a useless idiot. Even though you're in Congress, you're still a useless idiot. Every judge, every professor, all those people are going to be lined up and shot and killed by the globalists. You know why? Because they really believe that they are immortal. They believe that they're a pure blood of some kind, but all they are is satanical jackasses that are as stupid as their boss Satan that got his ass kicked and thrown out of heaven. And these assholes are going to get the same. They're all going to get the same. Because this is the mentality that these morons have against people. So if I were you, I think about what I'm saying. I really do. We need to change this around before it gets ugly. And every day that this goes on, one day we're going to wake up, and this is what I think is going to happen. We're going to wake up and our country is going to be different forever. And whatever happens that day, I know that America will never be the same. And it's going to be a massive, massive destruction here in this country if things go south. Exactly what the globalists want, exactly what they need to happen. This is why pushing the Civil War. This is why they're pushing the useless idiots to start riots in the street. This is what they need. This is what they want. And while they're watching it on TV at home, the smart boys will be out here being slaughtered. Hell of a plan, man. Hell of a plan from the smart people. You know, the PhDs, the professors, the triple masters, six masters, those idiots that don't even know how to change a car tire if they get a flat. And these are the people that people listen to. Oh, I'm a billionaire. You should listen to me. Yeah. Any crooked piece of shit could be a billionaire. Scumbags are like all the time. They do it on blood. They get blood money. They kill the wars, war machine, all of that. Most all those rich people are evil as fuck. And all they've ever done is kill and hurt people. They don't do anything legit. Everything is a crime. That's it. And these are the people that you listen to. These are the people that they can't even get themselves out of the way when this shit happens. You know what I mean? So, hopefully these things don't. I hope that this does not come down to this. I don't want this for America. But a lot of people out here already talking, I love this, I love that. Talk about being spoiled. Never had it all from birth. This is why you idiots talk like that. Never had to do shit for anything. Never had to work for anything. You don't even know the value of money yet. You don't even know that, but you have a lot to say. You know what I mean? So anyway, God bless America. God bless you, patriots. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.